Hey guys, Kathy Iconis here and ready to show you guys how to set up your practice in QuickBooks Online and navigate you through everything, show you what all you have in here, and get you all set up, ready to go for everything. So, first thing we're going to do is set up your ProAdvisor account, okay? What I want you to do is go into Google and search ProAdvisor. QuickBooks ProAdvisor, Intuit ProAdvisor, anything like that. ProAdvisor is the thing that we're going after. You'll see it comes up on this page. We're highlighted on ProAdvisor program. When I found that, we'll come down here and we're going to sign up for free. The ProAdvisor program is a free thing for accountants and bookkeepers. It sets you up with a practice, helps you manage your clients, all of that. So you just come in here, enter in all of your email information, and I will tell you that one thing is your email address that you use here will be your user ID when you log in to QuickBooks Online. I want that to be something that you use. We don't want that's like a firm email address or anything like that. We'll just go through here and do all that. So once you go in and set up your account, this is what it's going to look like. It's a clean, empty account. We have a sample customer right here, but that's all we got. Okay, and you can see here it's QuickBooks Online Accountant. That means you're going to get accountant features that are only available for accountants in QuickBooks Online when you're working on things. And you have your practice area. Then you also have your books down here. Your books is your own firm's books. Okay, I would recommend using that in here. So as your books, so you can understand how things work, everything like that. I would not recommend using your books as a sample company. I will show you why in a little bit, but I just don't recommend that. It can just mess around with things, and it's better just to have a free account, free QuickBooks account just for your books, and you can track everything there. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is look at your ProAdvisor profile. You've set up the ProAdvisor account, free account. Now we're going to go into there. So I'm going to come up here and click on this little person, and it shows me welcome to your profile, right? I'm going to say get started. Now, with all these options are in here to set up your ProAdvisor profile. And in your ProAdvisor profile, what happens is if someone was to search for a ProAdvisor, it comes to find a ProAdvisor, and I feel like there's some links on Intuit's website and all this sort of stuff, but it's a ProAdvisor profile. It is something that Intuit provides to connect you to small business owners. So when small business owners, they come in here and they search for someone that would be a good fit for them. Okay, the search is still location based, so know that, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Some important things: make sure you have a picture of yourself that's going to help you show up higher on the ProAdvisor listing. You have an area to enter all of your information. You'll have a lot more stuff available in here to set it all up. Now, it's not going to go live unless you get certified. There is a QuickBooks Online basic certification. Now, if you are in the Kickstart course, that should be a breeze for you to get through. The advanced certification will probably be pretty good too for you to get through. But once you get the basic certification, then your profile will be able to be viewed publicly. So there's an incentive for you on that. Here's what other people see when they go and look for ProAdvisor. Like I said, it's location based. So you can see I'm searching for Atlanta, Georgia. I did not click any of these. Let's just see what shows up. Okay. In here, see Atlanta, Georgia. Within 10 miles, there's 56 results. Okay. And what I'll show you is things that make you show up higher. See the profile images? They're going to make those show up higher. Just research for them has shown that if you have a profile image, someone's more likely to click on that. So that's why they're giving people the benefit when they're on there. Reviews. The more reviews you have, the higher up you can be in here. Certifications. Look, all of these things she is certified in. That is going to help you. And then I believe if you offer a free consultation, that will help you as well. Now, as you can see, the person searching can filter with service provided, industry served, product supported, all that sort of stuff. So that can narrow down the listing for you. Now, let me talk to you about not the cost benefit, but maybe the time benefit of this. This can be a huge resource for leads for you. But it depends on your market, and it depends on the type of practice you have. One, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. There are tons of pro advisors out there. So I have a lot of competition on it. It has never been a big lead supply, whatever the word is, to me, lead funnel for me. It just hasn't. And it also, the way my practice works, it does not lead into me showing up higher on the listing. I have a boutique practice. I have a small amount of clients and charge a high dollar amount every month. I do more work on those clients than some other firms would have less work on a lot of clients. Okay, so 56 reviews is just not going to happen for me. I don't think I've had 56 customers or worked with 56 customers in the 12 years I've been in practice. Okay, that's not the way I set up. So that's one drawback for me. All these certifications, it was not worth the time for me because I was just working in QuickBooks Online. That's it. I do not need to be advanced certified in desktop. I don't need to know about enterprise or point of sale. I don't work with retail businesses, all that sort of stuff. So because of that, I know I'm not going to show up higher on the listing, and it's just not beneficial for me to spend all of that time to get up there higher. Now, if you're in a market where there's not a lot of competition and it's easy to go up higher, go for it. Or if you are the type of practice that does see a ton of clients and you can get a lot of reviews and it's easier for you to get to the top of the list or get up higher, go for it. There's nothing wrong with it. I know a lot of pro advisors that get a ton of leads off of here. So now I still get leads off of there every once in a while, but it's not something that was constant for me, and it's not something that I really relied on. So there's your tips about your pro advisor profile. Now let's go into your team. So when you are ready to hire people and add them as accountants or users to your practice, you're going to look at your team over here. Okay, so you see I am the admin, I'm the primary admin, that's me right there. I am going to come in here and add a user. Just come in here, you start setting up a user profile, first name, all that. Let me get that in here. You'll see one tip that I'm using the plus sign here within the email address. This is just a feature that, not a QuickBooks Online feature, just a feature when filling out forms. If you have your own domain like iconosgroup.com, like I have that right here, the user for QBO Chat is qbochat@iconosgroup.com. If I want to tell an app like this that I have a different email address, different user that, doing these test things and stuff like that, I can do QBO Chat plus something that still goes to my QBO Chat email. Okay. It's just that plus sign. It kind of differentiates a little bit. You can use filters in your email if you want it, and you can pull it to others. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with it. Okay. But QuickBooks sees this as different than just QBO Chat at Iconos Group. It's now QBO Chat plus staff right there. So just a tip for you if you want to look at those things. Go to next. Now here is the firm administration and books area. What access do you want to give that user to your books and your administration functions, like access to managing clients, then managing their things, all of that sort of stuff. Come down here, it's like, what kind of stuff do you want to give to this person? You want to give them customers accounts receivable in your books, vendors and creditors, all of that, change your information, change users, all of that is listed here. Okay, and you have the option, once you start changing this, it becomes a custom user, go through all of that, whatever you want. Then next, this is client access. If you give a user client access, they get full admin permissions within that QuickBooks Online file. So here, you just would uncheck or check who do you want the user to have access to. Here I'm just giving them both clients, and I will say save. And then I have this new staff person. They get an email saying that they're invited to this practice and to come in and join that. Now, users can be invited to multiple practices. And when you just log in, you would select, you kind of get like a second screen of here's all the practices that you're in. And you can just click on one, go in, and you can see what you have access to, all of that fun stuff. Okay, now let's go into ProAdvisor. And when we look at ProAdvisor, we see benefits, we see training. Okay, first thing we look at is benefits. The benefits provided to you are based on a point system. They've kind of gamified this so that they want you to increase the number of points you get so that you can get more resources available to you. Now, don't worry about this. Don't fall into this trap. Don't feel like this is something that you really, really, really need to worry about on things, okay? You start off, you get a lot of benefits. So you can earn points by adding more clients, like QuickBooks Online subscriptions, payroll subscriptions, more subscriptions, obviously, will get you more points. And then certifications will get you more points. So those are some things that you can look at doing. Let me go back. You can see that you have some of these resources. These are newer resources that they have out here. Then we have the Marketing Hub, where it has a lot of great information, email templates, things that you can use to get started. Like I talked about the ProAdvisor listing, you get like a 10% discount on Constant Contact. I don't even use Constant Contact, so that's not a big deal for me. ProAdvisor badges, when you get certified, you can get these, and chat and phone support. Here's the big thing. You get this phone support, right? It's this premium phone and chat support available 24/7. Comes out, you get that availability in these two levels. So you still get help here. It might not be the fastest in the world, but let's talk about that time benefit thing again. It's still okay. It will be okay on things. So let me go over to training right up here. Training in here, we have a ton of free resources, and all of these things, almost all of them, you get free CPE on. This is not actually a certification course. It's just an introduction to QuickBooks Online for accountants. They are very basic, let me tell you. Oop. Let me go back. They are very basic trainings, and just going through stuff, QuickBooks telling you what they want you to know about these things and to work on in here. Then below we would have the basic certification, the advanced certification. You cannot become advanced until you do basic. They have other certifications out there. All of those certifications and this we get free CPE on. I know when I started my practice as a CPA, I was worried about the cost of CPE and keeping up with that. I'm able to do a ton with this and then some other free resources out there like CPA Academy. So that there's a lot of great resources out there. Now let's go to work. And here is a project management system for your practice. Okay, so basically we're going to create tasks in here per project. So we'll have a project usually related to a client, okay, and have these tasks. You can have them recurring, you can all of this sort of stuff. Now QuickBooks Online gives you templates, so we can look at these templates to get general ideas of things we want to do. You can create your own template, but here are some that they have already. Okay, biweekly payroll, client onboarding, monthly bookkeeping, yearly taxes. So if I were to click on this little down arrow and do preview, you'll see what tasks are listed in here. Okay, for monthly bookkeeping, and all the different things that you want. We go in and create a project, and we'll do that. Enter in a project name. Here you will see if you apply this to your firm or to a client. Okay, and you can have the first due date, when does it repeat, monthly, all of that fun jazz in here. Okay, so then we save it, go back over to work, and now I have all of these tasks in here that are ready to go. Again, I can apply these to users if I need to. I can say what kind of status it's at, all of that fun stuff. Okay, so let me look at this. You can see a little bit more information, the task name, the status. It gives you more details on what's going on, right? So that you have all of that information available to you. Now, okay, so here's what I want to tell you about work. Work, again, as you can see, it's a pretty good tool, a pretty good project management system. Here's the drawback that I see. If you want to be able to see a list of things that you need to do and what you're going to need to look at, it's going to be hard to look at this and be within your client's QuickBooks Online account at the same time. There are things you can do in Chrome where you can set up profiles and technically have two QuickBooks Online accounts open at the same time in two different profiles. That's really confusing for me to keep up with that and everything. I prefer to use a separate system as my project management system, and there are free resources out there for you. It's not something you necessarily have to pay for. Like, this is free. There's other free resources out there. What I will also say is that because these have some really great templates in them, you can also use these as starting points for templates that you want to create for your practice. There's, they're giving you ideas, things to get your creative juices going and to work on. I know that was always kind of my thing when I was trying to create templates for my clients or templates for my firm of, I need a starting point, I need somewhere to start, and then I can go from there, but I need some ideas to just start things, right? So if you're comfortable using this system, that is great. That's wonderful. But know that there are some drawbacks, and you can definitely use a different system, and you can have the benefits of being able to look at things. I like to have it on two screens and look and see what I need to have done and all of that stuff. That's just my preference on things. Okay, let's look at the next thing. It's apps. Right here, looking at apps. So when you get a QuickBooks Online account, when people set that up for their businesses, it will cover a lot of stuff. You'll be able to do a lot of operational and bookkeeping, accounting things with your QuickBooks Online account. But I will tell you, a lot of the time, businesses need other apps or solutions to help them run their business, do internal operations, all of these different things will help them run more smoothly, or different apps that will help your practice run more smoothly. And what happens is that these apps will sync data. They can sync it from QuickBooks to that app, or they can move the data from that app to QuickBooks, or they all move it back and forth, and it helps streamline the operations, automate things when you have those connections in there. Now, there's some apps that are just not going to integrate with QuickBooks Online. Sometimes it's not a problem because they're really not related to each other. But I will tell you, if you come over to here, you can find apps. All of these that are listed here have gone through into its approval process. So there's a lot of security things and different things that they have to go through testing wise to get listed on here. Just because you're listed here does not make it a good app. It could promise it does a lot of things and just do it poorly, doesn't do the accounting right, or it doesn't really sync much. They just wanted to get listed here so that they get a lot of people try to add the app. There's a lot of different things like that. Now, a lot of them are great, but just because they're on here doesn't mean that they are great. You want to research them and figure that stuff out. Now, if they're not listed on here, that also does not mean that they're bad. It's a process to go through Intuit to get approved and get listed on here. And sometimes that's not worth that app's time to go through all of that. There are apps out there that integrate with QBO and they're not listed on here. It's fine. Okay. No matter what you're going to do, you're going to research those apps, look at reviews, all of that fun stuff to see if they're a good fit for the situation. If I had any set up, you can see the clients that have apps. You would see all the apps that are connected to those client accounts. Under firm apps, you would see the apps that are connected to the firm and look at all of those. So it's a good area just to see what all's going on, what other options we have out here. Now, it says your practice. It's actually like your books. So if we come down here, I'm going to the dashboard. You can see this is a full-on QuickBooks Online account. You can use this for your practice. Like I said, I pretty much recommend you use this for your practice versus using it as a sample company. But you have all of this information in here, everything you have. Now, these in your books, they have recently changed it up so you have a lot of features from QuickBooks Online Advanced in here, because they want to show accountants what those features are and the benefits of them. So there's different subscription levels. So we have Simple Start, Essentials, Plus, and then Advanced. Most people out there, or the most common subscription is Plus. Advanced, it costs a lot more money, and Intuit wants a lot more people on Advanced. So as accountants, they're going to show us what all you can do with Advanced so that we kind of become lovers of it and see all the benefits, and we'll recommend it to more clients, right? Just they're getting us there, training us on that, and we have a better understanding on how to do things. So it gives us that in here, right? Nice, awesome. So you can do things in here. Now, let's talk about adding a client. So if I come back over to clients up here, right, I will tell you, you can add a non-QuickBooks Online non-QuickBooks Online client. You can add all your clients in here. Does not need to be someone on QuickBooks Online. But in this instance, I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to come in, add a client right here. Enter in their information. Again, you see my little plus sign. So now it's QBO Chat plus test at Icons Group. Well, I spelled that wrong. QBO Chat test. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a subscription to them. And here you have the option to give the Pro Advisor discount where they bill you for it, or direct discount. I'm going to use this as a sample company, and I would recommend using direct discount that the client pays directly, but the benefit here is you get a 30-day free trial. So I can come in here, create a test company, play around with it for 30 days. Okay, it's a completely blank account and I can do whatever I want with it in there. There is a sample company for QuickBooks Online. You can go in there and play around with it. Know that every time you log out of it, everything resets. So everything you've done just goes away. The cool thing about the sample company is it has a whole bunch of data in there and you can look at stuff. The bad thing is it resets when you log out. So here I like doing this actually for my training and stuff like that. I have a couple of test companies that I keep the subscription on. So in that case, I could do the Pro Advisor discount because it's going to be a higher discount for me because I'll end up paying for it. But that's just how things go right here. So I'll do direct discount. I'll scroll down and then I want to select Plus. Again, most popular subscription out there. Select that. I'm not going to do any of this payroll stuff. I don't I'm not going to pretend to do those or do a test company on payroll. Okay, come down here. Then we have a direct discount. They'll bill the client. And then I want to check this box to make me the primary admin. Because this is a company I'm going to manage myself, it's a test company, I'm going to do that. Otherwise, you probably want to make your client the primary admin. That way they have full control of the books. You end up as an accountant user. You have basically the same control of the books, but they can come in if they need to. Anything happens, they can remove you as an accountant user and that sort of stuff. So if you get in a situation where you're letting go a client and they are not the primary admin, you're going to have to convert them to a primary admin first. Then you can be removed from that account. It's just easier. I feel like that they own the books, so I set them up as a primary admin. So I'm going to come in here, do save. I'll close this out, right? Just to show you, when you're on this client's page, if you click the client's name itself, you're going to go to the client's information area for your practice on here. So you have your notes that you've saved on them, shared documents. You can request documents from your clients and have them shared in here. I don't use that feature because it's mostly done within QuickBooks Online, and the clients I work with, I don't think it would be responsive to anything that happens within QuickBooks Online, but be more responsive to an email that I would send them requesting documents. So that's why I just don't use it. Come back. If you click on the circle right here, the QB, when you hover over to it, it lights up this green. When I click on that, that gets me into the client, the QuickBooks subscription. You don't know how many times I've just clicked on the name and go, oh man. So here is just setting up this sample company right here. So QBO chat test, industry. They have a long list of industries. You can just put in anything in here. I will tell you, whatever you do here, you can change later. So you don't have to worry too much about being perfect here. One thing though is if you do use an industry, they're going to probably try to give you some accounts in your chart of accounts that relate to that industry. So you might want to use it, you might not. I don't know. Do that. So next, I'm going to come in here. Again, it doesn't matter. I can make those changes later. I'll say I'm not sure. Next, I provide services. Next, not even going to check any of these. Do all set, and it gives me all set. It gives me a sample company or a new company, and you can come into the dashboard, see everything, and get working and set up that client. So if you want to get back to your practice, we're going to use this area up here, QBO chat test. You have your listing of your clients and you just want to select back to your practice, and it takes us back here to our client listing, and it's all good to go. So that's how you set up your ProAdvisor account, how you navigate through your practice and your books and everything you need to know. So thanks for your time, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye.